Indeed, Makoto, it was Sayaka.
But why? Why would she?
Because she
write
wanted
that?
out.
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in
Or
secret.
not so secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Probably you?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect
You're
on
so
me.
lying.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note?
Well,
And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved
why
in what
not?
happened.
You did see the scene of the crime, right?
What makes you
Sorry,
say-
Chihiro.
Would you like to hear what I have
Sure.
to say? Very well then. Pay
What if I
attention.
don't, though? Hello everyone, I'm Pepavini. Welcome you to a new episode of Danganronpa. Trigger Happy Havoc.
Sayaka and Makoto switched
Last time we
roles,
started the trial. Today
correct?
we're
You know,
finishing the
the
trial,
place they
most
were asked
hopefully.
to come to, it specifically says my
It's true,
room.
it says my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's
Also
room.
true.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was
This is
staying
true,
in.
I was staying in Sayaka's room.
So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what
Not
happened.
truly.
It certainly would
It
seem
would seem that way, but it's not that way.
Sayaka and Makoto was in the note.
Yes, exactly.
Says,
Oh, it's not that one? No! And here's where we lose trust.
Sayaka and Makoto was in the note.
Yes, my room.
I see. Then they would have got exactly.
The room.
I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It is true that we were staying in Sayaka's room, but... Yeah,
The nameplates on my and Sayaka's rooms got
Exactly.
switched.
They got
you didn't know that?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms
True.
themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's
Which
name,
means...
and the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
That's why she made it a point for the other person to look at the
room
nameplates.
Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as
Yes.
her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka
True.
was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem.
It's troublesome that they just slide right
And
off.
the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you.
No, I
right,
figured that
Makoto?
out today.
Right? Okay, then who did it?
Well, the killer. Not really. Sayaka.
I
No one else knew that we had switched rooms.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was
Indeed.
Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her
Oh
note.
no, the note! That exactly. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room.
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate.
Why would you even make a note of that if you didn't want to do
She would
something with the
only have written
nameplates?
that if she knew the nameplates had
Exactly.
been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, just what she said.
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone
To
do
commit
that?
murder?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer
It's a
lies.
sad thing.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and
I
attacked
don't
her.
think...
We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the
Yes.
culprit!
It is true.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn
That is
idiot.
also true.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room.
Totally true
yes?
as well. Now we're just saying all the
Perhaps
truths.
the answer to our previous question lies in that initial
We can
struggle.
try to review it if you want.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
Yeah.
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the
Very
fight?
perceptive view. It was.
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
I grabbed it for decor.
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself.
Yeah. We also said that it was pretty much
It
worthless.
seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
Yep.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her
Well,
wrist?
you know. The condition it was in. Sayaka's wrist. Glittery. Yep. There we go. We have re-established our
All
life
you have
force.
to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear.
Yep. It's true.
Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Yep.
Is that gold?
It's gold glitter, yeah.
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to
Which
you.
means
And there's some on her wrist because...
that she was hit.
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on
Exactly.
her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
It should be drawing closer.
Then it's about time to solve
It
this
is.
mystery.
And something more, tutorial man. Tell it to me. A little bit. Multiple truth bullets into the truth cylinder. Exactly. Only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, we'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots. Yep, we'll take damage. So, Q to circle. Or the mouse wheel. Yeah. But we're not unkind. Thank you. We are actually set on mean anyway. This music is so cool! Let's make our arguments, guys. So we have the kitchen knife, the replica sword, and the replica sword sheath.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow was dealt.
Maybe.
A sword-based
Except
sneak
not.
attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to
Maybe.
fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife. She
Except why would she attack with the sword first?
Then the culprit took that from her.
No.
And they killed her with
And that's exactly
Not
what
entirely, no. No, the sort of... No, the knife would have had to be first.
The culprit grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow
No.
was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
If you don't remember, the sheath has some markings on it from the knife.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the
Exactly.
sword. Because the sword sheath had been
Exactly.
scratched.
There's markings on it, so
See? There's a gash.
it has to
in
have been used for
like
defense
someone cut
first.
into it with something sharp.
Something sharp. You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the
Yep.
scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's
You're slow.
going on.
If the sword was
That's
used
what's going
first,
on.
there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first,
Yeah.
right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless.
Well,
as shit.
if you wanted a blunt object.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive
True.
impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from
Yes,
the
indeed,
knife.
that is what we're saying, Sakura.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked
And we already know
first.
who had the kitchen
I
knife.
think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere.
No. Why would you wait?
Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
No, I don't think so.
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
No.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used
I don't
the
think
sword
she
to defend
touched
herself.
the sword at all.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because
she never held
Exactly.
the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this
you know, the one part of the body that you held, that you hold on to things with, her palms.
I got it! You're talking about her palms,
Exactly.
right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her
Well,
palms?
because
Like
Exactly.
I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it.
which means
In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle.
that someone else touched it
It's
at the
safe to
handle.
assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the
Well,
bathroom.
no, because there's no water
Sorry,
during
but I
midnight,
don't think
like
so.
during night hours.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think
It has absolutely nothing to do with that.
No, that's not it at
Nothing
all.
to do with it. The water was off.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't.
It's been nearly a week.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly
Well,
donkey.
Big Fat is actually part of his
I'm not
description,
sure whether to
though.
take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult.
Yeah, I would say an insult every time.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who
And
used
in order
the sword.
to use the sword, you would have had to defend yourself.
That's right. And the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen
Sayaka.
knife was...
It was Sayaka.
Sayaka? She had the
Unfortunately,
kitchen knife?
Makoto, it is the
But
truth.
We already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu.
Sorry,
The
Byakuya.
one who attacked first was... Sayaka?
Yes.
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
In fact,
No.
she
far
could have
from.
been the
It's
perpetrator.
almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder
True.
of her own. She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation,
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms.
Unfortunately, it
correct?
is.
Maybe the reason she wanted to switch
Was
rooms
to actually pin the murder
was so
on
that she
me.
could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
It is.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
Well, don't say it like that, it sounds dirty.
Would also explain
Also,
why she would switch the nameplate.
It is what happened. It is what almost
She
got
wanted
to happen
get
because of
whoever she had targeted
people going
come
to
to
get into
Makoto's
conclusions
room
really
where she
quickly.
was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto.
True.
But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret.
Yes.
If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
Yep, most probably.
But doesn't that plan seem a
A little bit
risky?
too much, but
For one thing, Even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
What?
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cut.
I did say I was gonna be on her side.
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
It was all a lie.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait,
That was a
then
complete full-on jab at me.
she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan
Completely.
backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be
It
true!
is a sad truth.
Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed.
What do you
the
mean
argument.
derailed?
You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of...
But I don't see a timer though, Monokuma.
Decide who we think did it.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this thing.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Well, it's not over right now, Makoto. There has to be something left. There actually has to be. Trash duty, Aoya's account, and the dying message, which means...
It's easy just to say, hey, decide
There you
who
go,
did it.
dying message.
But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Here's one. That was quick. That was actually super quick. We didn't really have to listen to the rest
There
of it.
still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Yep.
Dying, wait, what did you
Dying
say?
message, Leon.
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her.
Yes.
Remember? 110.
Am I the only one that can actually see the backslash in the middle of the 1 and the 1?
Well, before we get too far into that, I need
Yes.
to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one
Yes.
who wrote it?
The finger.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write
Exactly.
the message.
Thank you, Makoto.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean?
Hey,
Sorry
so
about that, Aoi.
You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers
Yeah.
and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
I thought so.
Of course. It's because they're
Thank
not
you, Kyoko.
numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
What?
Come on, Mondo.
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was
Thank
1-1.
you, everyone.
But looking
Finally
at
looking at it.
now, you could also read it as an
Which,
N.
if you flip it over,
You
is
might
also
finally
an
just
N.
said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
Who, me?
But even if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
No. But, come on, Makoto.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Yes, rotating.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's
Exactly.
name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
Well,
So, whose
oh,
name
come on,
did
can't
she
you
write?
freaking see it? Well, here goes nothing. Time to select someone, and that someone has to be all the way over to the other side of the courts. It had to be Leon Kuwata.
The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180
Yeah,
degrees.
it was super simple.
If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N.
Or just fluidly.
Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just
I don't really think you can actually wrangle your way around a
bunch of
coincidence in this
random
one.
squiggles that happen to
No.
look like my name.
I don't think so.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it.
Yep.
In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were.
I mean, she could also do it on the floor,
And
but
as a result,
that would have been more noticeable.
when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped.
True.
Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
90% of the time, all the time.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say
Not
shit
if it's
like
not
that.
true, we can't.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to
Why are
get
you
rid of?
always asking me, though? Can't you just say it out front? Yeah. The, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... The cleanliness is one thing. And this one is also a thing. There you go, the shirt.
You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator?
Yep, it has
right?
blood on it.
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her
True.
blood on them.
It would splatter.
And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
True.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked.
But if it wasn't Hifumi, then
Isn't that right?
no one could have done anything about it.
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Well, not technically.
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
True.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine.
Well,
With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who
I
it
would say the
belongs to.
pattern on the design of your particular shirt is very different from the others.
You're right.
But,
That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal
thank you,
the
Makoto.
truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are
Right under our noses all the time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, there's something about it we need to pay attention to, and it's how it was disposed of.
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're
Really?
gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash
Yeah,
room,
that's
right?
true.
And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it
Not
on
exactly.
either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning
Well,
duty.
what you're saying is true.
So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash.
Not exactly. The same conditions don't apply to everyone here.
Interesting.
Yes, exactly. Just shut up. And here we go, another non-stop debate. Listen to that music. Alright.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must
That
be
is actually
right?
true.
So the only one who could get to the incinerator
Hifumi.
was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence. Which means the only possible suspect is whoever had the trash room key.
Okay, so the person who would have had the trash room key was...
Yes, it would have been you.
Huh?
Yes, you! Well, if you know it wasn't you, then come on and don't panic like that.
The key to the trash room.
Whoever was on clip, so the only one who understand.
Nope, you would not have had to get close to the incinerator in order to do that. I'm sorry, Leon.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator.
Technically, you were right, Sakura.
Yes, you could. If you use.
But remember that we have ultimates
Some kind
here.
of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball.
It's not anymore.
But how would you use
You know. How would you use a ball? You throw it.
The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would.
And you
come
can
to
do the
life.
exact same thing with a shirt.
Someone through a gap in
Yeah.
the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Crystal balls aren't really all that big, I would say. And the gate surely had some big gaps in it, so...
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening
Exactly.
the gate.
We didn't even know who was on cleaning duty up
Once
until...
they got the incinerator
well,
going,
right now.
all they had to do was ball up the shirt
Before the
and toss
trial.
it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is
It
this?
is a trial.
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room.
That is true.
The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire.
He didn't even look at it twice.
If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more
Exactly.
thoroughly.
They would not have had a problem.
Wait, no, just
hold on to what?
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet,
Okay,
right?
and your point is?
The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small.
I mean, it's 10 meters, it's not super long of a distance.
Could someone really do
Yeah.
that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd
For
be
anyone
impossible.
that is not an ultimate.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
The ultimate baseball star.
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right?
Even if you
Leon?
didn't want to become a musician.
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right
Do
now?
you?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball
Exactly.
star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer.
Yeah.
These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong. I'm
No, I don't
telling
think
you.
so.
You still won't admit it?
I mean, you've even resorted to start to swear and
Go
insult
ahead
just
and review the incident
in order to
one more
defend
time to make
yourself.
his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Indeed.
Listen to me. What the hell do you mean end this?
It means
Say
prove
what
that you did it.
want, Leon, but all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed.
Indeed.
Now here's what happened.
We're about to begin the closing argument. Absolutely, Tutorial Man.
Danganronpa.